Okay, y'all, bear with me. I got a new camera here. We're gonna see how it works. We're going to work on this here pumpkin. We're going to put the stem on and incorporate the leaf into the stem. We could incorporate the leaf right into the pumpkin right here if we wanted, but I like to do it into the stem itself. So we got 2 skeins of brown looped off, ready to go. We got our G 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, and what we're going to do is we're going to just basically pick a spot and come up from underneath. So come up from underneath, hook in. We want to go ahead and pull that all the way through so we can tuck in our threads better and hide them inside the pumpkin. We loop through there, and then you just go around at every wedge and every seam, and you make a stitch all the way around. Now we're using the double here again for a couple of reasons. One, besides the fact that I like using double, is it's going to make our stem thicker, and so we can complete the stem faster. Again, we just go through at every wedge and every seam, and we create a stitch all the way around. Once we get all the way around back to where we started, we'll start skipping a stitch. So we're here, we'll skip one and go into the next one, skip one, go into the next one. And what this does, this is reducing, so we'll just keep doing this until we have no hole left here. And as you can see, we have now gotten down, the hole is filled, and we've started actually creating a stem up. Now once we get to that point, the hole's filled and we start stemming up, we want to chain 25. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now, this is roughly the length of your stem. If you wanted a longer stem, chain more and put more on there. So this is a very basic stem, but this stem is very thin and doesn't match the pumpkin that well, so we're going to thicken this up by going back and filling in. So you go into this loop here, put 2 on the hook, pull through 2, on the hook, pull through 2, and just keep going all the way back until you get down to the bottom. Okay, I'm getting back down to where the stem meets the pumpkin. And what we're going to do when we get down here is we're going to get in here and we're going to put a stitch down deeper. Pull it tight. Alright. Me personally, this stem is still not thick enough for this leaf. So we're going to come over and we're going to stitch around a little bit to make sure that the bottom here is attached nice and tight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back up the outside of the stem here, in its stitches and make it wider again. Okay. Once we get to the top of the stem, because this is a nice big wide stem now, but it's wide, but it's still not really substantial. So once we get up here, we're going to take this stem, once we get to the top here, and we're going to fold it over onto itself and stitch the two sides of the stem together. And by stitching these together, it'll make our stem go from flat to rounder. And it doesn't have to be perfectly round or anything, because a stem in nature isn't perfectly round. It's got deformities and everything, so we're mimicking nature here. But what we're doing is we're making this flat into a more rounded piece and trying to get it stiffened up with nothing but the yarn. So we just keep going back and stitching this together. As you can see, it's being folded, and where the stitches on the two sides meet, we stitch them together with another crocheted stitch. Now, we're going to do this for a little bit until we get about 2/3 of the way down the stem, and then we're going to add in our leaf. You can add the leaf anywhere you want on the stem, but I kind of like it up closer to the pumpkin. That way we can wrap the stem around, and you'll see that here in a second, or minute or 2 minutes or 10 minutes or when we get there. Okay, I think that's a good place to put the leaf. If you'll notice, as we're putting this together, it's developing a twist and bends and everything. That's completely fine, completely okay. It'll just add a little character to it, no problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this loop up a little bit so we can use our hook. We're going to come through the center of that fold so we can grab the stem of the leaf. We're just going to grab that and pull it through with the hook so we can pull it through the rest of the way. Now you can adjust where the leaf sets. You know, if you want your leaf further out on its stem, you know, you don't pull it through as far, or if you want it up closer to the stem, you pull it in tighter. But anyway, once you get it through there, all you do is you take and tie off inside the stem here. You tie off your leaf with a couple of knots. Okay, and then we're going to go back to working on our stem. Now, we do this now, and then we're going to fold this stem, the pumpkin stem, around the leaf stem. So, what's going to happen is we're going to bury that leaf stem inside this brown pumpkin stem. And what that does, that hides where we connected the leaf to the stem. Alright, so we're getting to the bottom of the stem here, where it gets to the pumpkin again. So we're going to work down to the edge of the pumpkin here, Instead of pulling through 2, we're going to pull through 1 this time to finish that off. Now, I want this leaf to sit up a little bit, and I want a little curl in the stem around the leaf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to curl my stem stylistically, curl my stem a little bit and attach it to itself. And we're going to attach it up by the leaf here. So we got a little loop in here. We're going to go back and attach the 2 halves of the loop with a stitch and pull it tight to get us a little loop in our stem. Then we're going to go back to the bottom of the stem and pull that, basically just tying it off with itself. Then we'll go through one more time and we'll pull through. We'll cut our thread or yarn, pull through the rest of the way, creating a knot, and then we're going to reach up into the pumpkin from down lower with our hook, bring our hook up near that knot, and pull the string from the knot into the pumpkin to hide it. And once we get it hid, yeah, we can then work on how we want our stem to hang or work around, and that is my completed pumpkin. So there you go. And thanks for watching.